Before we get into this evening's live, I always like to start out with a quick overview or synopsis of what is transpiring and if there's any developing stories. And this evening, we do have a developing story. The RLUSD stablecoin that is going to be put out by Ripple, they're beta testing it as we speak on the XRP ledger and on the Ethereum network. So right now they're doing a beta test. So this is kind of like a private trial run here. So we're going to get a lot of liquidity that pushes in, you know, maybe not today, but we're going to get a lot of volume that pushes in through the stable coin. And then just like good news over good news over good news, we're going to have the real world assets, the RWAs by tokenization of gold and silver coming our way by the end of this year. So the end of the year is getting closer and closer. We're already in month 8, believe it or not. Honestly, we need to be so thankful and be so understanding of the time we've been given right now. Think about it, already over 8 months of the year has already passed us. Almost 4 years. When we get to March of next year, we'll have gone past since I've been starting doing this. It's incredible how fast every single month and year and how fast the days start piling up and then the decade. So just be thankful and take advantage of our moment now, because we need to take advantage of this moment. You know, you're going to hear a lot about digital ID and a lot about the central bank digital currencies now that the Democratic Party has now done a flip on cryptocurrency. Make no mistake about it, both parties meaningless, the central banks around the world, and I'll be careful here, I promise. But when both parties are now talking about they're embracing cryptocurrency, Trump was the crypto president, Harris is now the crypto queen. You know, I'd say more like the, you know, how does the story go about the whores among us? But, you know, that's something when you start hearing them talk about cryptocurrency, they're really talking about the full control here with digital ID. So just understand where we're going here. So cryptocurrency is going to get a nice little boost eventually. And I think a lot of this is a shakeout attempt. I think the lawsuit with XRP or with Ripple versus the SEC was all shenanigans, as I've said since 21, but it was needed. It's needed for the SEC, for the Fed, for the USA as a whole, the central banks on top, to implement the digital currency when they want to at their own pace. And they're going to do it via a central bank digital currency. Make no freaking mistake about it. It should scare the hell out of all of you, because it does me, but that's where we're going. So what can we do? We have to find the real cryptocurrencies that actually matter within the ISO. We have to find the ones within the IoT as well. But we have to find the ones that globally will not only allow you to trade it. Everybody says, oh, well, everything can be traded inside. Yes. But some of them like XRP, Algo, IOTA, and I can go on and on, but these are good ones for their own reasons. Even when you get into XDC and XLM, but that's part of the 3Xs. I'm talking about one to the next to the next. They open up different style ecosystems within practically the same set, but just a slightly different spin on things. They've all got individual partnerships within each other, which if you've been around for any length of time, you've heard as we've talked, as these expandable partnerships happen that start to overlap. So you got to find the ones that are really going to be here. A lot of people tell me about so many different tokens, and I know in the future they're not even going to be here. Yeah, some of them end up running 10, 12x, and then they dump right away. And if you bought in at the right time, you got lucky. But oftentimes, most people will get hammered on the top. So, you know, it's one of those things. XRP is only this cheap until it's not. XRP is only hanging around 50 cents until it's not. XRP's only been, you know, hasn't touched $1 for 3 years almost until it hasn't. You know, until it has, I should say. So we got these moments in times where it's like, holy crap. You know, like we're so fortunate and lucky just to be here and witnessing this. When I did the live earlier, I did an impromptu live at 11 a.m. this morning because I said Bitcoin's not ready to go down. Like it did not look right. It was at 59,700, and I remember sitting here in front of all of you, and I said this isn't going down any further. Bitcoin's not ready to sell off here. Look at it, and it was perfectly retesting these areas. Now it's come up 1,000 points. Just like XRP was down at 57.2, and we said it doesn't look like this is a breakdown here. It almost looks like a bull flag back testing the golden cross, in the 4-hour time frame. So we're going to take a look at all of that and see exactly what is actually transpiring here. Because right now, XRP's over the 2018 resistance as well. So it's a very interesting dynamic that we're playing out here. So we're going to go over this. We'll take a look at Bitcoin as it puts the devil's horns up there with the 60,666 staring us at the face. And we'll take a look at how Ripple starts testing its new stablecoin on Ethereum and XRP Ledger. So already starting here, and we're only in August. So it's going to come at us pretty quickly. This could bring some positivity and some buzz here towards the ecosystem. And eventually it's going to bring a lot of liquidity. Make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does in fact recommend this live. So very important that everybody comes in here. We continue to transform together, but continue to grow each and every day, and we gain more and more knowledge, and we get stronger and stronger the more we're in here. We look for winners in here, not victims. We go with the positivity. That's the theme here, positivity over negativity. So don't make somebody feel like a piece of shit. So we're helpful, not hurtful, excuse my French. And we try to be lending a helping hand instead of stripping somebody from something they might love because they're getting criticized in the comments. We're not trying to take somebody's innocence when it comes to XRP or crypto as a whole. So make sure to hit that like button, and I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good evening, 6:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, August 9th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, yes, in a way, we will all have the digital ID. No, you won't have to have it, but it depends how far you want to be able to travel. Let's just put it that way, and I'll leave it at that. You're going to come across in the very near future, and you may have already, because I have, we're going to start walking down the street, and there's going to be this big scanner on the sidewalks. And you're going to start going down, and you say, what the hell is that? And there's going to be cops by them. And you're going to walk through them, and it's going to take a scan of you, and it's not just going to tell them whether or not you're carrying a firearm or something like that. Your whole picture is going to come up on the screen. And it's going to say a flow machine. It's going to say flow on it. And it's going to take all of your, that's the next chapter. Once you start, and yep. So that's what's going on right now. I actually ran into that in Detroit. I refused to go through it. I went around, but then when I was unable to walk around it, I refused to walk down those areas. So it was pretty interesting to see that in person. So that's what's, you're starting to see it more and more. So enjoy the last bit of freedom that we have. Anyhow, let's get into crypto though, because this, I think crypto is very important here, and I don't want to get off topic and get myself in a lot of trouble. So XRP right now is down 5.83%. Hey, Cobb, welcome in. Michael Previsano. Yeah, type in, take a look at what the flow machines are. Take a look. Just type in. I am not kidding. Just type in and you guys can take a look. Ring Thane, welcome in. True Ducal. True, welcome in. Welcome in. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I don't have my phone to go back. Actually, I do, but it's low on battery, so I can't necessarily go back. So I'll say hi to everybody as I see the comments now. But we got to get into this tonight. There's a lot going on. CJ2 Pilot, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. David, welcome in. Michael, glad to see you made a live. Bring Thane, thank you for the comment. True, welcome. Cobb, yes, it is very scary. Derek, evening from Burnham on the couch, or on Crouch, UK. Welcome in, mate. Welcome in. Ernie Lightning, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. Big club, and you ain't in it. You sure right. George Carlin sure did tell it good, didn't he, Ernie? He sure did tell it good. Well before his time. Rest in peace, George. But yeah, let's see. Oliver, welcome in, and thanks for being in your first month of Tom's Army with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Greatly appreciate that. Yeah, just type that, Nick. And You'll figure out a way to find what they actually are based on how I described it. You'll find it, I promise. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting experience a couple weeks ago. Yeah, definitely. It feels cooler here too. It was yesterday, I only got to 68. Right now it's 72, but by tonight it's only going to be 60. It's beautiful. But okay, let me get into this. I got everybody off topic, which is exactly why I need to have a conspiracy channel, because I have a lot of stuff to talk about, but I can't do it here on YouTube. I just can't. So, let's see. On English accent. Was that mates on English accent? Not bad. I'm Scottish. Love your input and be following. You've been following me. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Keep the faith, buddy. It's coming. Yes, sir. It does. I'm glad you've been following me so long that it seems like forever. Oh, I know. I love conspiracy talk too, but remember when I went down this road in 20... I know JW remembers. I went down this road in 21 and I got a week ban. And then I started a separate channel and I got like 1,200 subscribers real quick, but it was one of those things. Oh, I know everybody wants to. I know everybody wants to, but we got to keep this on the way we're going. So XRP, I'm gonna change courses here, JW, I promise. But I love the old rabbit hole as well. And I'm not talking about those furry, floppy little fellas, which I own a rabbit and he digs lots of holes out here for me. You know? But anyhow, we have this golden cross here in the 4-hour time frame. And to me, it looks like XRP is trying to put in a reversal candle here. And like I said when we did the live, and some of you weren't privy because you weren't here, but we did do a live earlier, and it was just about 57, a little bit over. And it didn't feel like it was going down. We were just retesting the golden cross. Oh, me too, Sean. Me too. But we have the golden cross here. And the 20-day at 57... No, we keep it straight and narrow. The 57.5 cents. And let's get our focus back. The 57.5 cents on the 4-hourly. We have what looks like... It could be developing a long leg doji here. We still have 1 hour and 3 minutes if it continues to pull up. And we're coming towards the high, well, not necessarily the high of the session, but it's the highest we've been. We did make that small push almost to 59 cents, but we're still over 58. And we very well could be starting, you know, to prove that we can hold the 4-hourly, the golden cross. But on top of that, we should all be focused on, and if you're new, this will be a good way to get everybody on the right track. We've got the all-time formation here from all-time highs, and this is on Bitstamp. So depending on which exchange it is, the prices will vary. But at 3/31 on January of 2018, we hit all-time highs. Then we had the downtrending resistance on, and so that was resistance 1. Then we had uptrending support. It took 27 months to go from the swing high to the swing low. Both are still the swing high and low at 10.8 cents for resistance 1 in March of 2020. Resistance 2 happened around, what was that? December, right around December, January of 2021, late 2020. We had 18.2. It's support 2. Resistance 2 is $1.98 in April of 2021. Support 3 was down here in January of 2023 at 30.3 cents. That's support 3. Resistance 3 is up here at 74.885 cents. And that was in March of 2024. That's resistance 3. Support 4 happened just a short time ago in July of 2024 at 40.2 cents is support 4. Resistance 4 happened also in July of 2024. And resistance 4 is right around 59.9 cents, 60 cents roughly. It's a little bit lower, but it's just about 59 area, 59.6. And then now we have resistance 5, unless it comes over and flips to support, which we are currently attempting. So it's either going to be resistance 5, and it'll beat us right back down to the support probably. I don't really know how likely it would be that 53.4 cents could hold. It really could, but I don't know how likely, and I'll show you the pattern, because it appears to me that this pattern just becomes more and more and more relevant as the days go on for some reason. Just not necessarily the overriding factor that this is going to stay forever. I don't know where this went, but I haven't put it back, but I think we should keep it. And this is what gave us, if you're wondering how we got the technical target with that arrow. So if you're new, we had a technical target here. Everything's slightly off here. It's weird. It's like somehow everything is off a little bit. I know everybody can see it. But it gave us a technical target, and we fulfilled the technical target. But that was because we had that pattern formation already formed before we fell through. And we speculated the technical target on the way down would have been 43 cents, which it satisfied. But now it's coming back up, and it broke back within this formation. So nothing is as bad as it seemed with the drop today. Now, if we continue falling down and we give way and we lose the 2018 resistance on our attempt to use it as support, well, then we got a problem. Then we absolutely have a problem. But right now we haven't done that. In fact, we could get a daily close here where we have plenty of room over the top. Just plenty of room. Yeah, I should probably put this. I don't even know why this floated over here. But that's what we're looking at. So if we get the resistance up here, that's at like 67 cents. Like, we could have a big bounce here. And then even further. So now that we can see what's happening here, that's micromanaging within a very long 6.5 year plus trend that has to end by the end of December of this year, one way or the other. That's when the pattern finally meets its end. That's the apex, as we call it in technical analysis. That has to be by the end of December of this year. And then if we look at the very formidable setup that we must understand at every turn, we have to know this. So if you're new, you must know this. You must know this, and I'm sorry this takes a long time, but I go through it every single time so that everybody knows, and eventually it's going to be like a blueprint. You're just going to know. The rising channel is not the longest part of this pattern. See the rising channel? Everybody gets caught up in the fact that, hey, we have a rising channel, it's over. Rising channel just meant we had to consolidate, and we did about 35 to 40%. We created a falling channel within here. This is the falling channel support. We had 3 times. 4th time didn't quite come down there, but it held still. And then we have the downtrending resistance. 1, 2, 3 hits. It already confirmed the falling channel. But it's also the downtrending resistance and the cup and handle, which we'll go over in a sec. And that's what we need to get over, was the rising channel first. And that's at 61.1 cents, which we're trying to work our way back up. And then secondly, we have to get over the cup and handle resistance at 63.9 cents. Now, the cup started here approximately, which was in March of 22. The rising channel didn't start until about October of 22, and that only started because of the cup. And then it created the handle, fell out of it. Within the handle, though, mind you, and it helped us get the consolidation. We have a big W reversal. And now it looks like we're trying to push up. And if we could clear these levels, the importance of this is 85.89 cents is what really sits in front of us. And then if we could take out that resistance, dear freaking Lord, I can show you the estimated targets. First target is that $1.15. That's the cup and handle. Just the handle formation target is $1.15. The cup target, because we're not even going to talk about if we break bullish and we finish out perfectly within the 6.5 year consolidation. We won't even talk about that because that'll make your head blow up. But yeah, see? But now we're down here, right? So the first target, if we get over the handle, and that's exactly why that's like that. So you can see. But I estimated by the time, so maybe it's at, I did it by the apex, which would have been where X marks the spot, basically. But it gets you up. I actually have it lowballing it right now if it does finish by here. If it finishes by here, the technical target's actually a little bit higher. It's $1.18, and you have to measure the depth of the cup. So that's what the technical target is, but you have to break bullish out of the handle, and then it could be stopped by the rising channel resistance at 85.89. That's a big area. But look at that potential here. And a cup and handle is the most bullish pattern we have in technical analysis. That's why I've never wavered from the fact saying that we have a lifetime opportunity. And if it comes down, yeah, 2.2 cents could happen if we break this bearish. And we would know, but we would have to break through a very critical, not just 6.5 year consolidation, but now if we break through this, then it would turn into one of the 10-year pattern consolidations. And then it becomes even more interesting. So, but from here, even at 58, where did we start this? 67 maybe? I don't even know. I'm gonna bring this back so that I can put this in the right spot. But look at this, even from, we'll start it a little higher than we are. Look at this from 60.1. From 60.1, that's 44% to there. And from 60.1, that's a 1x. From where we're at, it's over a 1x. Now, there are many different factors that can invalidate this thesis, but right now it hasn't been invalidated. And until something's invalidated, it's valid until it's not. And it very easily could be invalidated, though. That's why I always show the bearish and the bullish. I really, really do. I try so hard to show the bearish and the bullish for a reason. And if you're looking to trade XRP, get on top of it now. It's down 5.8%. Even if you don't buy it now and you're looking for different levels, get your money on an exchange that doesn't charge you an arm and a leg, that you're not going to be afraid to swing trade, even on spot, because you're going to be able to buy and sell. Even if you make a mistake within 2 seconds, you can sell it and you're not going to get killed with the fee. It'll cost you like $2. You can eat that, unlike Uphold or some of the other ones that it's going to cost you 4 or 5%, and it makes a big difference. So that's BITUNIX and or HOTCOIN. It's in the video description below. You don't need a KYC or VPN VPN on either one. Unless you send or receive from a bank account, then you would need to use a KYC. They both have XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the major players. You can get the XRP Bitcoin pairing on HOTCOIN. You can also copy trade me on HOTCOIN. I haven't made a trade in a few days, but we started with the $100 challenge. And if you've been trading from trade 1 to the end, you would have started with $100. And right now we're up to $231 and some change. So we're up 131% right now. I don't personally like Coinbase. That's why I don't use it and I don't promote it. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know about Coinbase fees. I don't like the practices of Coinbase, and I'll leave it at that because I don't want to offend anybody with their favorite exchanges. But there's always seems to be a liquidity issue with Coinbase to me, and for every time I see, I don't know. I'm just uncomfortable with Coinbase, so I don't have the appropriate knowledge to answer your question. I just know their fees they vary. It'll vary. Kraken I only use as a withdrawal hub, believe it or not. So in the USA, I just use it for a withdrawal hub. So I'll send my crypto if I need to take it out and put it somewhere else, or if I want to put it in precious, whatever the case. I use Kraken to send it to my bank or my Cash App. That's how I do it. Other than that, I don't necessarily trade on it. They had a little bit of an issue about a year ago, and I don't trust them further than I can throw them, but I trust them to send my crypto and send it right to my bank account. So Casper's AI governance with IBM. It has Grayscale AI blowing up transactions on Casper Lab networks. This is going to get interesting with, oh boy, it is. And I seen somebody who said they're promoting my channel all day yesterday. I really appreciate that. Holy crap, that's a layer of dedication. Unbelievable. So now that we've seen the charts for XRP, it's been 25 minutes. 115 people are watching. Excellent. Excellent to see so many people here despite the fact that XRP's down. That's not always the case. Make sure that like button is only about half have hit that like button. It'll certainly help us push through the realm of the recommendations and allow us to pop up on more newsfeed. Pump Master, thank you so much for promoting it. You said promoted the show all day on social media. I greatly appreciate that so much. Really do. That's the only way I can grow. The word of mouth is so strong. I don't have a budget. I don't pay for any kind of advertising. You can always tell the ones on YouTube that do, they're the first ones that pop up. I could get that chance, but I'm not going to do it. I like the word of mouth. So this is the news that's going on. I personally don't like interesting. I like booms and rockets. Yes, George, I agree. I agree. The Actis partnership is why Devin, I agree with you. It makes it interesting because it's kind of like, I don't know. But Ripple starts testing its new stablecoin on Ethereum and XRP ledger. This should bring a lot of liquidity into the ledger, honestly. My voice, I'm sorry, it's going a little bit. I've been doing a lot of lives and updates, so I don't know how long we're going to do this live, but at least we've gotten a half an hour so far, but I can definitely feel it starting to crack a lot. And we've been down this road before, as some of you know. The company moves forward with its Ripple USD RLUSD coin, but will still need regulatory approval for a full launch. Fintech firm Ripple today announced that it had started testing its new stablecoin on its own blockchain. And Ethereum. The San Francisco-based company said Friday that Ripple USD RLUSD would help meet worldwide demand for stablecoins and be used for cross-border payments. But its testing is only the first step. RLUSD has not yet received regulatory approval and therefore is not available for purchase or trading. Please be cautious of scammers who claim they have or can distribute Ripple USD, the company warned on Twitter. It's a beta test, so it's a private testing. So the general public, even if you're on the ledger, you're not going to be able to view it unless you have some kind of private exemption. So while Ripple RLUSD, oh wait a minute, Ripple added that while RLUSD is being tested on its native blockchain, XRP Ledger, and the second biggest crypto network, there are plans to run the assets on others. The company said there are plans to expand to additional blockchains and decentralized finance, DeFi protocols over time, referring to the experimental crypto sphere that aims to replace traditional financial institutions. Ripple announced back in April that it was launching a stablecoin, the asset, the company said at the time, would fully be backed by US dollars, short-term US government treasuries, and other cash equivalents. Honestly, I don't like this. I wouldn't hold that. I'm just saying. I mean, I would if I have to hold something in the US dollar, but I'd rather have my money sitting in like a stable gold or silver kind of back stable coin. And they're coming. They're coming. They are really oh, you did? Excellent. And they're coming. I mean, I would hold this over the USDT or USD. I'd make no mistake about that. Like Circle, I would put my money in the Ripple stablecoin first. XRP needs to move now, no excuses. I disagree, Crypto Hawk. There's still 60 days to see if an appeal is going to come out. So there's an excuse right there that I'm giving you. Stablecoins are digital tokens pegged to something, and it doesn't owe anybody anything. Remember that. Ripple owes nobody anything, nor does XRP. So the only thing that can cost us is our emotion. So keep it in check, friend, and you'll do much, much better. Something stable. In Ripple's case, the US dollar. Such cryptocurrencies allow crypto users to keep assets on a blockchain without fluctuations in price that affect other virtual coins like Bitcoin. They make up a huge share of the market too. Stablecoins are backbone of the crypto sphere and allow traders to quickly enter and exit trades in the digital asset economy without using traditional banks or brokerages. Tether USDT, for example, is the most traded cryptocurrency with a 24-hour volume of 55.3 billion, according to CoinGecko data. Ripple is a fintech firm that wants to make payments quicker and cheaper. Its founders created XRP, the 7th biggest digital coin by market cap. And here's Ripple's official announcement today on X, formerly known as Twitter. Testing RLUSD. We're excited to share that Ripple USD RLUSD is now in private beta on XRP Ledger and Ethereum mainnet. RLUSD has not yet received regulatory approval and therefore is not available for purchase or trading. Please be cautious of scammers who claim they have or can distribute Ripple USD. So now that we got through Ripple's charts in this reading right here, now we get through the fun part. We get through the fun part. Oh no, we got to finish this though, but we get through the fun part. On Wednesday, Ripple claimed victory against the securities. Because then we can go through, I like to go through what Brad Garlinghouse is saying, see if James K. Phelan said anything, see if Bradley Garlinghouse and like David Schwartz and the bunch said anything. We like to go through their stuff. So that's something new I started doing, but I really like doing it. On Wednesday, Ripple claimed victory against the Securities and Exchange Commission in a long-running lawsuit. The Wall Street Watchdog had in 2020 sued the firm for allegedly selling unregistered securities in the form of XRP. A judge ruled this week that Ripple had indeed broken security laws, but ordered it to pay only $125 million in fines, far less than the $2 billion fine the SEC had asked for. Remember, there's a 60 days from the day that was put out that the SEC can appeal, so it remains to be seen if they will. With both parties in the U.S. backing crypto now, it almost would be a stupid move for Gary Gensler to do it, but I wouldn't put it past anything, a bunch of those schloobs. But now, the crypto fear and greed index, we made a little bit of a move here today. We made no doubt about it. Today we are back at 48 right now in neutral. It changes in an hour and 47 minutes. It'll be updated. But right now it's actually, if you do it right now, I mean, I don't know. I guess in real time it's at 48. But it was in extreme fear. Yesterday it was in fear. Currently, it looks like it's in neutral at 48. Last week, it was neutral at 52. So we worked our way out of extreme fear. The stable coin so that you can put your... So let's put it this way. If you're not in a cryptocurrency, but you want to keep your money on the exchange, your best option right now in the U.S. is the USDC token. And that's United States digital currency. That's Circle, but they're backed by United States digital... or by... U.S. dollars and government bonds, just like Ripple is going to be. So basically, if you trust Ripple, you would just put your money in that while you're waiting to put some, put your money in another crypto or back into XRP or whatever. It's basically a safe holding with a stable price that sits there in the U.S. dollar instead of actually sitting in a bank. Or if you want it on the crypto exchange without being in a trade and you want cash on the sidelines, you'd keep it in the stable coin. That one's identical with what it's backed by as USDC token. So if you have your money in USDC but you're a fan of XRP, you might as well just put it in the RLUSD when you get the chance and bring the liquidity to the ledger. It'll help our cause. That's what I'm going to do if I have money on the sidelines. I'm not going to put it in USDC anymore. I'm going to put it in RLUSD if it's available on my exchange. That's the truth. And now let's see what some of the big dogs are saying when it comes to Ripple, XRP. So let's see. Brad Garlinghouse, let's see if he says anything. He's the CEO. So 7 hours ago, Brad Garlinghouse reposted. He just reposted, so he didn't add anything of his own. Stuart Alderodi put anything new 2 hours ago. Great chat with Kenzie about the final judgment in SEC versus Ripple. If this admin is serious about a reset, it must act now to end SEC's misguided war on crypto. Ooh. I love doing impromptu stuff. Let's see what he had to say. Is anybody interested in what Stuart Alderodi had to say? I hope so, because that's the road we're going. I know a lot of people are going to leave because we're not doing the technical analysis, and I get it. But my voice is tired, so this will help me rest it for a minute. While we're waiting for the ad, if you do appreciate my work, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the other 22,500 plus subscribers. And you can always show support by sending a YouTube super chat or joining Tom's Army. Get that emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens in month 1.
Today, Bitcoin pops as new data waves off fears of a weakening U.S. labor market. A judge orders Ripple Labs to pay about $125 million to the SEC, but that's less than the regulator wanted. And Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderodi, talks to us about that ruling.
And if you want to find this, make sure you follow Stuart Alderodi on X. He's a fantastic one, along with James K. Phelan, to follow if you want up-to-the-minute information. James K. Phelan will give you the official documents and stuff like that. Michael, thank you so much for saying you'll join Tom's Army tonight. That means a lot to me. Means a lot to me. Let's get to this.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Mackenzie Sigalos. Cryptocurrencies are surging this morning, with Bitcoin popping 6% by noon Eastern. Ether is also rising alongside Bitcoin. This empire collapsed. Order also prohibits FTX and its sister hedge fund from trading.
Let's just hear the news.
Grew to $188 million in the quarter, compared to just $25 million a year.
I want to hear Stuart Alder. I ain't got time for all that. So here we go. Good. There we go.
FTC back in December of 2022, shortly after a judge in the Southern District, and continues to retrofit its mining sites with high-powered computing hardware. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. A federal court ordered FTX and its sister company Alameda to pay nearly $13 billion back to customers. In a filing on Wednesday, the judge in the Southern District of New York approved a consent order directing the two companies to pay a combined $12.7 billion to creditors. Now, that payout would end a lawsuit brought by the CFTC back in December of 2022, shortly after SBF's crypto empire collapsed. This order also prohibits FTX and its sister hedge fund from trading digital assets in the future. Next, a federal judge ordered Ripple Labs to pay the SEC about $125 million in penalties, much less than the $2 billion that the agency had sought in a legal battle that began about 4 years ago. The civil penalty is related to charges of improperly selling its XRP token to institutional investors. Now, you might remember in July of last year, U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres in Manhattan granted Ripple a partial win in the case, finding that sales of XRP on public exchanges were not considered unregistered securities offerings.
If gold got revalued like it's theorized, that would be, let's just say I'd be 1/4 plus of the way there to being a millionaire.
The judge subsequently rejected a request by the SEC to appeal that ruling. Now, yesterday evening,
actually farther along than that,
Apple CEO Brad Garlinghouse reacted to the decision, writing that the SEC had asked for $2 billion and the court reduced the agency's demand by about 94%, quote, recognizing that they had overplayed their hand. He called the ruling a victory for Ripple, the industry, and the rule of law, adding that the SEC's headwinds against the whole of the XRP community are gone. All right, for more on that order in the Ripple case, I spoke to the company's chief legal officer, Stuart Alder. He also took to X yesterday, calling the order a final judgment. He wrote that the court rejects the...
This is the last time I'm pausing it. Last time I'm pausing it. I want to see how many people are here, 106. How many of you are enjoying this and you're going to sit through this as long as it takes to watch what Stuart Alder said, because we're watching the whole thing? And how many of you like watching stuff like this so that you can stay up to date? If you own XRP or are thinking about it, you should really love this. We can look at the XRP Bitcoin pairing after this, Harley, for sure.
The SEC's suggestion that Ripple acted recklessly and reminds the agency that this case did not involve any allegations of fraud or intentional wrongdoing and that no one suffered any financial harm. When speaking with Alder this afternoon, he reacted to the judgment and explains what's next for Ripple. So I saw your post on X yesterday reacting to a judge fining Ripple $125 million after ruling that institutional sales of XRP violated federal securities laws. And he called the SEC's request for $2 billion in fines and penalties an absurd demand and wrote that you actually respect that $125 million fine that the court has imposed. How are you feeling about this final outcome to a long and protracted legal battle with the SEC?
Well, we're feeling really good about it. Ripple, when it was first sued by the SEC almost 4 years ago, said that we were going to defend this case not only on our own behalf, but on behalf of the entire crypto industry. This administration, with this SEC under this chair, has clearly taken an anti-crypto stance and has engaged in a war on crypto that's playing out in the courts. I think they lost on everything that was important to them. Trying to establish that a token itself, in this case XRP, can be considered a security was soundly rejected by the court. And what the court said is a token is never a security in and of itself, just like a bar of gold is never a security. You can certainly package commodities or virtual currencies up and sell them as securities, but they're not securities in and of themselves. And that's the core clarity that we sought in this case, and the establishing that XRP is not in and of itself a security is the law of the land. What the judge did find is that certain historical sales, beginning around 2015, the way that those sales were packaged with sophisticated third parties, they should have been registered under the securities laws. And that's the piece of the decision that we respect. The judge rejected a $2 billion ask from the SEC because she found that Ripple didn't act recklessly. We didn't act with any intention to defraud anybody. And in fact, there were no victims. The counterparties to those transactions suffered no financial loss at all. But staying true to the law, since there was a technical violation of the failure to register those historical sales, she did impose a fine of $125 million. That's something that we will pay with cash off of our balance sheet, and we look forward to moving forward. And hopefully this turns a page, not only for Ripple, but also hopefully finally this administration will turn the page on their war on crypto and hit the reset button.
Let's talk about some of the next steps here. By when is Ripple obligated to pay that fine? And when that happens, is that the end of this chapter that started back in December 2020 when the SEC slapped Ripple with charges? Or do you expect an appeal from the SEC? Can that even happen at this stage? Or are we finally done with this legal battle?
Well, in our minds, we are finally done. The fine pursuant to the court's order needs to be paid in 30 days, and we will do that. The SEC certainly has the option to pursue an appeal. I think they've got 60 days to make that determination. But again, we're focused on the finality that this order gives Ripple. We want to focus on continuing to grow our business both globally and domestically. We like the clarity that this lawsuit and the outcome of this lawsuit has provided to us. And that's where we're going to be focused on. And again, if the SEC is a rational actor and they
Can we get us up to 100 likes? We're at 93. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure to hit that like button. It really would help. I want to see triple digits. It does a lot for the confidence, I must tell you.
And this administration truly is serious about hitting the reset button on their war on crypto. There should be no appeal, and everybody should be moving on.
Now, a lot of people saw the initial ruling on XRP as a big win, not just for Ripple, but the crypto ecosystem as a whole. You run Ripple's legal team. Any big takeaways on what this means for your company in particular, and also the industry more broadly?
Yeah, I think it has a tremendous impact, positive for Ripple, and a tremendous impact, positive for the industry more broadly. Ripple, when we were first sued in December of 2020, as I noted earlier, we said, look, we're going to defend this case, not only because we think that allegations that are being made against our company are wrong-minded, and we think ultimately they're not going to be able to survive judicial scrutiny, but we're going to defend it on behalf of the entire crypto industry, because we knew that we were the tip of the sword. We knew that the SEC would start with Ripple and then start working their way down and bring litigation in lawsuits and enforcement actions against the rest of the industry. I'm not sure everyone believed us 4 years ago. Everyone believes us now, because that's exactly the playbook that the SEC has sought to advance. And what do we now know? We know through our case, the court has found that the SEC was not engaging in a faithful allegiance to the law. That's a quote. We know in the Bitcoin ETF case, another court found that the SEC was acting arbitrarily and capriciously. We know that there was a federal judge in Utah that sanctioned the SEC for engaging in outright fraudulent misrepresentations to the court. So this war on crypto has really skewed the SEC's core mission and skewed their commitment to kind of stick to their lanes in their jurisdiction. And what we need as a country is to hit the reset button. And what we really should be focusing on is creating clear laws, rules, and regulations so this industry can thrive in the United States, just as it is thriving outside of the United States.
Now, a lot of this goes back to the same issue that industry players have been talking about for years, something that you've brought up a couple of times just today. There are no hard and fast rules on crypto from Congress, and absent that, the
rest of the industry. I'm not sure everyone believes us. It's just as it is thriving outside of the United States.
Now, a lot of this goes back to the same issue that industry players have been talking about for years, something that you've brought up a couple of times just today. There are no hard and fast rules on crypto from Congress, and absent that, the SEC has been seen as policing the space through these enforcement actions. We have seen some progress in DC with Fit 21, but still, the U.S. doesn't have a clear framework. We're about to have a change in the White House. How are you navigating the continued legal ambiguity in the states? Are you, considering decamping abroad, or are you finding ways to make it work here in the U.S.?
Well, since December of 2020, Ripple has grown our business exponentially, but 90% of that growth has occurred offshore, in Singapore, in the EU, in London, in Dubai, in Brazil, all under regulatory supervision and with regulatory permission. Unfortunately, the ability to grow our business in the U.S. has been hamstrung, and the ability to grow crypto in the U.S. has been hamstrung. So these jobs, these tax dollars, these great minds that are backing and developing this innovation, they're all moving offshore. So we need a clear set of laws, rules, and regulations in the U.S. for crypto. The SEC appointing themselves, self-appointing themselves as the crypto comp on the beat for this industry has been a failed strategy. As we prove it in our case, their jurisdictional reach has limits, and they can't supervise industries, or they can't supervise transactions that are not in and of themselves security transactions. And simply calling crypto securities because you want to supervise it doesn't make crypto a security, and that's what we have established clearly in our case. So we're very invested in a good policy outcome. We engage on both sides of the aisle on this, and we're hoping, again, that the combination of our litigation outcome, the combination of the election season we're in, we can really see a reset button here, and we can finally move away from wasting tax dollars on victimless charges in courts and building a rational and practical framework for the crypto industry in the United States.
Alderodi.
So that was beautiful. So that's what Stuart Alderodi had to say. Was there anything else he had to say on that? So this is why I've been starting to, we'll do this more on lives, at least one part of the segment. We'll go through to see what some of the influential ones have said, and we'll see what we need to see. So James K. Phelan, he's the defense. Actually, I wanted to see if there was anything else Stuart Alderodi said. I completely forgot. Nope, nothing else. Besides his interview, which he said enough. James K. Phelan, he shared this. This was his last thing he shared. This is where we got our official document. Did he? Good time. 7:30. This will be it. He's out for the night. Oh, man, I missed him. I don't think so. He usually falls asleep and stays. Oh. But, yep, that's that. I'm glad he's good, though, Julie. Thank you. And then Johnny Deaton. Let's see if he said anything. Because I haven't really seen... Because he's running for election, so nothing really with him. But I think that's it. Those are really the only ones. Oh, yeah, duh. It likes to hide David Schwartz from me, even though I follow him. At least I used to. Is he not on here anymore? Oh. What's going on here? Where the hell is he at? That's not him. Where'd he go? Is he still online? What happened to him? Whoops. He said reset, Tom. It's big. Yes, he did, Pump. Oh, yeah, Joel Katz. That's it. I completely forgot he has fucking Joel. I love that. Joel Katz. Duh. How stupid am I? Oops. Son of a... I know I just seen him. David Joel Katz. Hasn't said nothing. Let's see. Who else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing somebody. I guess maybe not. Oh yeah, Chris Larson. That is one. I don't even know if I follow him on here, honestly. I used to, but apparently I don't anymore. I was wondering why his stuff doesn't pop up anymore. But he never... 2 days ago, the SEC's on his campaign against... Okay, so this is just more of the stuff from a couple days ago. So nothing new. So I think we got through all the recent news. And we seen what Ripple said as well. We seen their official account. So right now, the key stats for XRP, as we sit right now, 25 minutes before the daily close, our market capitalization is $32.58 billion. Fully diluted market cap is $58.07 billion. Trading volume in the last 24 hours is down to $2.13 billion. But that's what you would expect if it's a bullish consolidation. I feel like it, like earlier I was saying, I felt like it was a bear trap when we were around 57. Just because it didn't seem like it was meant to push farther down. We'll see if it holds here, but it's really in that indecisive zone that it's trying to flip from this bearish region to a bullish region, which means it's trying to flip as an area of resistance to support actively. So we'll see. The circulating supply right now, or all-time highs was $3.55. Circulating supply, 56.104 billion. Total circulating supply, the total supply will be 99.987 billion. But I want to see more information here. So we're going to go to more technicals. Right now, remember just the other day it was on a sell. It's flipped to a buy here. In the last week, it's down 2.6%. XRP last month up 32.9%. Last 3 months, 15.7%. Last 6 months, 10.7%. Year to date, minus 5.6%. 1 year, minus 9.73%. And we'll go to the Fibonacci retracement levels in the daily. Right now in the daily, we've got 11 neutral. It's all neutral because the daily hasn't flipped. And it usually just does that. You have to go to a 4-hourly to get something better. So we're going to go to the 4-hourly. Right now in the 4-hourly, we've got 8 neutral, 1 sell, 2 buy. In the oscillators, and it's technically a buy. In the moving averages, we have 3 sell, 11 buy, and 1 neutral. It's a strong buy in the moving averages on the technical indicators. And then the summaries, 13 buy, 9 neutral, 4 sell, which is a buy. And now if we go to the Fibonacci retracement levels, which I show you them through the actual trading view, support 3 right now on the classic, which we're not going to look at because we're looking at Fibonacci's at 42 cents. Support 2 is at 47.55. And our nearest support in the area, according to the Fibonacci's, is 50.98 cents. A pivot point, which can also act as support or resistance, depending on what side you're on. Right now, it would be acting as support, is at 56.5, and it held today. Resistance 1's at 62 cents. Resistance 2's at 65.5. And resistance 3 in the 4-hourly on the Fibonacci is at 71.08 cents. So, and then you can look through different moving averages. The exponential moving average in the 10, or the 10-day exponential moving average, and the 4-hourly is at 58.75 would be considered a sell. 60.1 is a sell, but anything that was around 57.50 and lower is considered a buy right now. No matter, unless you go to the volume weighted moving average in the 20-day, or 20 days out is 59.18 is a sell. But look at all those buy zones right now, according to the technical indicators. If you go by the moving, so you have the EMA, the SMAs, so you have the exponential and the simple moving averages. if you measure them on the weighted areas, look at the differences. The relative strength index right now is 53.7786, which is neutral. Stochastic percentage 1433 is at 56.66, which is neutral. And this is in the 4 hourly, remember. Commodity channel index 20 is at 18.5432 is neutral. Average directional index 14. So this is for all the technical guys and gals out there that like to look at the indicators. Get you all in one place. Make sure you get accustomed to trading. I'll show you more and more of this. So we said the commodity. The average directional index 14 is at 31.4516 neutral. Awesome oscillator at 0.0467 neutral. We've got the momentum 10 is at negative 0.0258, which is a buy. The MACD level 12 and 26, so that's 12 and 26 day, I'm assuming, is at 0.0149 is at a sell. Stochastic RSI fast 331414 is at 30.9309 neutral. Williams percent range 14 minus 42.9549 is at neutral. The bull bear power negative point, you want to see a little negative 0.0051 is a buy. Ultima oscillator 714 and 28 is at 47.328 or 324 or 3234 is neutral. So everything's pretty neutral. A lot of buys showing up, some sells, but overall you're getting more buys and it's more pointing toward buy to strong buy area right now. And if you base it on the Woody, you know, you got some higher end. But anyhow, that's where we stand right now. My voice is in that area of gonna go goodbye-bye. And I want to make sure that I can do my updates coming forward. So I think I'm gonna end it here. If there's anything else anybody would like to add, I would greatly appreciate it. Bitcoin's down 1,023. Or down 1.65%. Just make sure to look at this as I promised before I leave. And Bitcoin to me, let's get rid of these micro levels here real quick, okay? But Bitcoin to me, it looked like it needed to come up to 62,100. We talked about it earlier. And it seems like it's working its way back up. We did have a bearish cross in the daily. So we need to get back on top of it. And as of right now, all we needed to do was get back on top of 61,540, which right now we're on the bottom side of. But we did attempt to retest this area up above us just a little bit. Just a little bit. But it looks like we're not done yet here on a thinly traded weekend. We have a golden cross here in the hourly. I'm not convinced we're just going to break down yet. Unless we lose this area. That's why it was there. Unless we lose this area at 58,380 roughly. I'm still not convinced Bitcoin's ready to break down. And then one more thing, the XRP Bitcoin pairing. It does, the XRP Bitcoin pairing does look like it broke down here from the 988, and that technically, if you come all the way down, we haven't broke the 200 day here in the hourly, but if we do, we'll come down to the 906 sat level. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin or XRP's not going up, remember. It could just mean that Bitcoin's moving faster, so maybe Bitcoin goes up 4%, XRP's only up 2%. You know, that could also be what happens. But yeah, this definitely, if we lose the 200 day here in the hourly, let's see where we're at in the 2 hourly. Yeah, we definitely don't want to start doing this. So if we lose the 948 level, then yeah, we might take out the 906, at least touch it. So, but as long as we're above that 200, we're okay, but we're getting close. We're getting close, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Thank you all so much. Make sure to hit that share button before you leave. It really will help. Like this live before you go. And if you're on the rerun, make sure you like as well while you're watching it. It always falls off when everybody watches on the rerun. But I appreciate everybody who makes that effort and everybody who's even watching right now, even if you don't hit the like button. Thank you for stopping in and watching my content. Share this, and I hope to see you back tomorrow night approximately at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I will do a live in the AM as I always do when I first wake up, a short in the early afternoon, and as you notice, I cannot usually stay away in between the short and the live, so then there's always something else, but yada, yada, yada. So have a blessed evening, everybody. It's been an honor and a privilege, and unless there's anything else, don't forget to thank your Lord and don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Stay humble, and remember, love helps everybody shine. If you, the love helps us progress as well. It helps us become more unified. And the love always overwhelms the darkness. It always overwhelms the hate. And the light overshines, or it always gets rid of and exterminates the darkness. You always need the darkness to show you the true light. And you need the light to bring to the front the real darkness and evil. But remember, the light always, always, always extinguishes the darkness, because love is the true way. It's the true way.